Yeah, it's your boy Danny J. Quick, and I'm here with Kyron Silva. And we want to thank you for joining the Four Tales podcast.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
We're about to talk some comics and get a little bit controversial. Everything from indie books to movie to level commercial. With no rehearsals when we converse to coerce you. And then we do the quick takes and try to get to the person. So join us and get your comic book a few more sales once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales. Once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales.
I can't hear you.
What?
I couldn't hear you.
You can't hear me at all?
I can hear you now. But whatever you were saying before, I could not hear.
But you can hear me okay now?
I can hear you now. Everything you said after what I could hear.
All right. Just in case, we're going to start this over again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions, respectfully brings to you the 186th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is the Lavender ghostwriter of Ace Blade, Dan J. Quick. Together, we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live via Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. Did you want some cheap viewers by chance?
Not right now.
Not right now? Okay.
Maybe later.
Maybe, what, later?
Yeah, maybe. I got a private stream that I'm doing later. I might need some cheap viewers. But I realized I understand now why I'm freezing. My upload speeds are terrible over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So like 0.3 megabytes per second. Terrible.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to get that fixed.
Yeah, because you look horrible at times.
Yeah.
And normally you don't look great normally, but you look horrible even.
Yeah, I'd rather look decent at least. Horrible is not good for me or for you or for this podcast. So,
yeah, because you're the star of the show. So without you,
not even close.
Yeah,
our guest is the star of the show.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So without the guest, this would be terrible.
Very
terrible. But you're gonna have to keep us afloat today because I can't do anything about it today. How you been doing though, Kyron?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I can't complain. Well, I can't complain. But most of this week has been about preparing for. We have a family event tomorrow on my wife's side. We're expected to have like 400 people at this event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So it's been very hectic running around and getting everything together. I mean, we as a group, because all of us are putting this together, I think we are spending about 5 digits on this one ceremony. Yeah. So
is it a wedding?
I don't. It's not a wedding. It's the closest thing I can say. It's sort of like an anniversary. This is for my mother-in-law, and my father-in-law. In my wife's culture, this is a protection ceremony.
Okay.
That's the best way I could put it. Basically, what we're doing is we are remembering them and just thanking them for what they've done over the years. But in their culture, this is also a way for them to protect them from spiritual dangers. I'm not the best at explaining these things, which is why I have not put it into Saw yet until I can really understand it. But yeah, that's basically what it is. other thing I've been working on, which I just wanted to finish this up right now, that as of today, the final page about Ballad of the Black Rose issue 3 has been penciled, and I
There
just
we go.
uploaded.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
I'd
now
love
it's
to
on
hear
the.
that.
Yeah, I know. I think it's been like a month and a half, right?
Yeah, you are killing it. Killing it.
So now I just gotta go in and ink it and do all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm all right. How about you?
I'm doing all right. What do you think? Do you think penciling or inking takes longer, or is it about the same?
Um, okay, so it depends. If I'm inking my own work, inking is gonna take longer because of the way I pencil. I do a lot of details in my pencil work, but if I know I'm going to be inking it, I will
Mhm.
leave things very loose at times, just because I know
Mhm.
I'm going back there and I understand what I'm seeing. Um, so I think for me, inking takes longer.
Yeah. Hey. Well, I'm just happy that you're doing it, and I'm glad that we decided ahead of time this time that you were going to be doing it because we were uncertain with the first two issues. So, shout out to Kyra, everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, but yeah, to answer your other question, I've been doing all right,
Yeah.
making some changes for the positive, and I realized that I need a new car, so that's another thing that I'm stressed about right now. But other than that, I'm good to go.
Well,
Um,
you've talked about a lot of things you need that's new in your household, in your life. So
yeah,
I don't know how you're gonna fit a car into this budget.
me either. But I definitely am gonna need one soon. I already can tell.
Okay.
But on the comics front, things have been going good, and I'm hoping that our guest has been doing awesome also. So, Child's Play Games and Geekery, a graduate of University of North Texas, I believe, and
Wow.
the other
Your,
half
your
of
research.
Child's Play Games is in the building. A graduate? Yes, no,
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
yes.
University of
Um,
North
uh,
Texas, you got it right. Yep.
Sarah Childs, welcome to the Foretales podcast. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
We talked to Joe once or twice, and we're happy to have you on. So, would you, if for anybody who's not familiar with you and your husband's work, would you just give us a quick background and tell us why you're here today?
Sure. So I am the official owner of Child's Play Games and Geekery. Child's Play Comics is kind of like the subdivision of that. Um, and my husband and I create comics together, but we have also friends that work with us in some of the lines as well, the comic book lines. We have been creating comics for about 5 years now. And before that, oh my goodness, it was so many years ago. Uh, um, let's see, I think we started the business about 7 years before that because we've had a lot of twists and turns and changes. Like, we started as a retailer and we were selling games
Mhm.
at conventions,
Mhm.
and board games. Board gaming is kind of my thing. Um, and then after a couple of years, we got a storefront, and we would sell games, and then also got the comics at that point. And I would run a lot of events for gaming and just organize gameplay, all kinds of even community events, all kinds of stuff. And then eerily close to before the pandemic, we ended up selling our retail. Like, we did a retail sale, so we kept the name, but we sold all our inventory and such, and had someone else take over our lease in the building.
Hmm.
Because we were both still working full-time jobs at the same time, and then we would go to the store and run it after,
Mm.
and we were just running ourselves ragged, especially Joe. So Joe ended up we ended up going to the emergency room because Joe had like um, a stress induced like anxiety, like a physical anxiety kind of thing.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah. So I had already been telling him like, this is too much. We're doing too much, and then he decided to listen when that happened. So,
I'm glad.
Took a stress-induced anxiety attack for. Sometimes us husbands, it takes us almost dying to listen to people about our health specifically. I'm sorry that it took that, because I'm sure it was stressful for you also. But hopefully now, he works on that, work-life balance.
he's working on it all the time.
You mentioned something, how you started, the pandemic was a big, turning point for you. I really want somebody to go back and do like a documentary or something about the explosion of comic books because of the pandemic. Because it does seem like, and we had so much time and everybody's like, what? I don't know if the world's going to end. Let me get this idea out of my head before we finally die. There has to be something that we as a community have to do, to just go back and say, what besides the pandemic itself gave you the courage to really do this?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. At the beginning of the business, we always had like this idea to make a comic out of our mascot, who's Malia Mayhem was the mascot of our store. And we had like a one-page origin made for her a long time ago. But it wasn't until the pandemic, that we first we did our sale and everything, and the pandemic hit, and I was pregnant during the pandemic. I don't know if Joe told you this or not. I got pregnant 3 weeks before the shutdown happened here.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like, pregnant, not going anywhere. No, thank you. And then we just started working on the comics at that point, because we were stuck in the house, and we were like, we got to do something, because we're not able to do retail sale for games anymore. Like, you pretty much have to have a storefront to get retailers to work with you and stuff. So, so we just kind of decided to transition, like, okay, let's, go focus on being creators instead. I was working on a tabletop game before the pandemic as well, and then it's kind of been sitting on the back burner for the last 5 years now. So I might get back to it at some point, but we kind of changed gears. We went towards the comics. I'm like, maybe I'll get that back there at some point. Let's see.
I wonder if that's still the case, though. You said that retailers will really only work with you if you have a storefront. I wonder if after the pandemic, because I know a lot of people sell exclusively online now, the like shipping and logistics has changed a lot since the pandemic, because of things like DoorDash and Amazon and warehouses all over the place. Literally, all these companies have warehouses all over the country now. So I wonder if that has changed. I know even myself and Kyron, while we do shut up. While we do in-person sales, and we do have appearances at comic book stores, a lot of our business is online. Like, I do most of my sales are on TikTok. So I wonder if that's changed at all. Have you experienced that change, or would you consider going back to the way it was?
Yes. So, when we first started doing the conventions, man, I can't even remember back then where we got started. I think there was one distributor that would work with us without a storefront, and that's where we started, but we ended up having 3 eventually. And then they kind of, like, from what I can remember, I think they had changed their policies that they wouldn't work with you if you didn't have a storefront, kind of when we did the sale and everything. But it may have changed now. I have no idea. But we kind of decided, like, when you sell tabletop games at conventions, there's a lot of inventory that you lug around. Like, games can be pretty big and heavy. And our setup is very easy selling comics comparatively to what it used to be. And we were kind of like, we're getting too old for this as far as setting up all the games and everything. We're like, it's just too much. Maybe if I created my own game, I would be like, okay, I'm willing to lug a couple boxes of these games around. But right now it's like, yeah, this is perfect right here.
Yeah, understandable. So let's talk about your comic. You have, like you said, you have Malia Mayhem, and you already have issue 1 out, and you're coming out with issue 2, right?
Yep. We have an issue 0 and an issue 1, and then there's going to be issue 2. Yeah.
Great. So what are we building on from issue 0 and 1 with issue 2 coming out?
So pretty much the introduction of the character is the 9-year-old girl called Malia Mayhem, and she loves conventions, and she kind of encounters like a magical D20 at a convention, and it ends up sucking her into what we call the Tabletopian realm, which is basically like a collection of different board game lands. She finds she has been brought into the world by a mysterious character called the Game Master. And there is a nemesis called the Troll who is basically wreaking havoc on the games, and it's affecting the real world. So people are getting very frustrated with gameplay in the real world and don't know why things are going wrong, kind of. So that's the premise, and she has visited a couple worlds so far and kind of like try to diversify a little bit. So like the first one was like role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragons kind of theme thing. And then the second one was more of a resource management game. And this third one we're going into is like based on kaiju battles. So it was inspired by the game The King of Tokyo. Okay. So this world has a bunch of kaijus like all over the place, and Malia actually ends up meeting some other characters that she's normally like kind of like the hero character on her own, but now this world actually has some established heroes already in it that she meets, but because it's there are kaiju monsters regularly, so they already have like kind of an assembled force against there. But for some reason, the kaijus have just like the amount of kaijus coming up has gone up unexpectedly lately. That if you were playing the game, all of a sudden they're just everywhere. And
sounds like cockroaches.
yeah, it's like unexpected amount of kaiju, so they're kind of like, well, we can't handle this anymore, and that's where Malia comes in. Okay. At least not by themselves.
Right. I love, so one of the, I think when I talked to Joe, when I was looking at Malia the first time, I remember like my biggest takeaway being, I always tell my kids, don't touch things that don't belong to you, especially like at conventions. And that page of her like looking up at the D20, like, ooh, what's that? And then grabbing it. It's just like, that's a life lesson.
Yeah, not suspicious at all. An empty table at a con with nobody working it whatsoever. There's like a little statuesque hand here holding a D20 with nothing else on the table. It's like
magically glowing right here.
Glowing, yeah, like yeah, this
don't belong to you. Now you're sucked into this magical world, and you got to fight kaiju and all kinds of stuff. I know that that might not have been intentional to have that lesson in there, but what are some of the things that people have picked up along the way reading these stories? Are there strange things like that people have observed with this kid being drugged into this game?
Well, let's see. What have I heard about so far? I think that's actually something that hadn't been brought up to me before about the lesson. I hadn't thought about that one before. But I'm trying to
Well, I
think.
mean, just different perspectives on this, because Malia being put in these different worlds.
Mhm.
You know, I'm traditionally a superhero guy, so you know, seeing her in what was the other title? What's the other title with the lady with the rifle? What's that one?
Hero, how to hunt a hero.
Oh, that
How to
yeah.
Hunt a Hero.
Yeah.
So seeing the other titles like that, and having Malia kind of deal with different things, you know, I think that can open you up into different worlds. He said we had one friend thinking that Malia is dead and that this is the afterlife. Oh my
What
goodness!
is Malia just another extension of Lost? Is that what we're saying? Is that what's
On the
going on?
island.
Oh, that's an interesting theory that Joe had not shared with me. This one of our friends thought that.
Oh, wow.
See, that's why he's here watching. He's like, "But Sarah, I know what one of our friends said." Yeah, I think that she is a very unconventional hero, so to speak, because she's just kind of this little girl that got thrown into this world. But for her, it's like she wanted this. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this all my life."
Mm-hmm.
You never suppose you're going to get sucked into a board game world, but you know, she's
I guess for a kid, like kids have these active imaginations. Like if my 10-year-old, you know, my 10-year-old, something like this happened, she probably would be like, "Oh, this is something I've seen on TV." I could imagine being sucked into My Little Pony or some adventure like Adventure Time or whatever, and going on these crazy adventures. It wouldn't be crazy to her, like you said. So that makes sense. I like that perspective a lot.
yeah, it's more of a thrilling experience for her, and I'm sure different children feel differently about it. But whenever you see the character, I think some kids that are really into tabletop games would be like, "Oh man, you know, that's cool. Like, I wish I could do that and go into this tabletop game because can't do that in real life, you know."
Right.
That's kind of what comics and stories are about, taking you somewhere you can't go in real life.
Brad Arney in the chat said Malia Mayhem has been fun. So that's always great to see. What are some of the reactions that people get after reading issues 0 and 1?
Well, I think we get kids because we do repeat conventions, you know.
Okay.
So it's really nice. Sometimes we get kids coming and looking for the next issue, which is a really cool thing to see because they'll be like, "Oh, we saw you here, you know, last year. Do you have the next one?" Right now, this one is in the pre-order or the pre-release kind of phase, you know, right now. So the recent conventions we went to, some kids were asking, and we had to be like, "Well, you know, if you want to pre-order it, can you get your parents over here? We can have a pre-order for you, and we'll mail it to you because it's not here yet, almost." You know. But I think that, you know, from what I've seen for kids, from kids so far, it's a lot of just being drawn to the character, liking the look of the character. She's kind of, you know, I feel like she's pretty relatable because to kids that like are familiar with kind of like the con kind of things and tabletop gaming and all that kind of stuff, because she's got the cat ears and the D20, and it's kind of her thing is going to the cons, and then that's where it all starts. So she kind of, and she also has a very the art, it's a very anime-esque kind of feel to it. So I think people are also drawn to that. And we have a lot of adults that read it too. I just like seeing the kids interested.
I assume the artwork, the art style, that was intentional, going that anime kids look when you first started creating it.
Yeah, actually, if you want the long story, we actually had a different artist originally. Yeah, and it was kind of like there was some unfortunate timing of events in his life that he ended up not being able to finish kind of on the timeline, and like we extended it even, and it's still like you just couldn't catch up. And so we ended up paying for the amount that was done at that point, and we used it for like a preview issue. And kind of like some background, special background edition stuff of like how it started. But the art style of the character has evolved because of that. But we were actually really happy with where it ended up. It didn't originally have the same anime feel that it does now, but we like it better this way. So it ended up going in a direction that we liked, even though we didn't plan on it initially going that way.
That happens.
Yeah, that is the thing that happens in comics. You run into roadblocks and you adjust, and then you're like, oh wait, this is actually better. It doesn't always work out that way, though. It doesn't always work out that way. But I was gonna say, having the kids, anxious to get the next issue is a good thing. But we know in indie comics sometimes those production times aren't as quick as we would like them. Even 6 months later, a year later, you might not have that next issue. So what do y'all do to keep people engaged in between that time? Is it just the other titles? Like I see Team Force looks really cool. Like that title looks really cool.
Yeah, Teen Strike.
Team Strike. Yeah, Team Strike. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
That one looks pretty cool, but is that what you're leaning on to try to keep people engaged in between those issues, or do you have like mini comics or anything like that?
Really, we really haven't done mini comics. We do keep people engaged with the other issues, and it seems like we always have something new going on. We do have our friend Jesse, who has Dinosaur Comics, predominantly writes Teen Strike, but Joe and his other friend Roy kind of like helped with the ideas and such. Are included. They have characters in the comic and whatnot. So we kind of he'll go to a convention and sell our comics. We go to a convention and sell his comics. So we kind of like twist that together because it's a nice teen title. But we also have How to Hunt a Hero at the same time, and we just started a new comic called Fanny Maid. Interdimensional fighter, and it only has an appetizer issue so far, which she's a maid, so it's kind of appetizer issue, So we do have quite a few things running, and we're kind of like going from one to the other. It's like, okay, now we're ready to put out the Kickstarter for Malia. Okay, now we're going to put out the Kickstarter for this one over here, and we try to keep all the wheels turning.
Right, you got a bunch of plates spinning at the same time. We know the struggle. We definitely know the struggle. Go ahead, Kyron.
Well, I was just going to ask, because you mentioned the Kickstarter. You do have the pre-launch page up, which I put in the comments for anybody that's watching live. But what can we expect as far as rewards and offers with this Kickstarter?
Oh, that's a great question, and I'm going to be very honest and say that Joe is the expert of this question because he's the one that puts together all the Kickstarters. But one thing that we do always offer is we always do some kind of package with our past issues and such, so people can get them all if they don't have the originals yet. We usually do some special design artist covers. I don't think we have any preview art for that yet, but I know that that's something that Joe has been working on and telling me about. Because
Danny was mentioning to me he would love to do a cover.
Well,
I would absolutely love to.
I'm going to push you to Joe. Hear that, Joe? You're in charge of this.
If I can do,
I'm the delegator.
If I could do, I see you got that kaiju Slock in there. If I can make them purple, I'll do it for free. No, I'm just playing. I would. I think this is really cool. Like I said, I love indie comics and love the behind the scenes of publishing. And I love seeing that creators, get their work out there in different ways. So Malia is so fun, and I'm looking forward to this too. I love the idea of kaijus. I want to see Battle Suit Malia. She kind of has a Mega Man vibe in there. I think that's really cool. So
Oh yeah,
um,
for sure.
All right. Joe said we can expect stickers, swag, Malia's first holographic cover, possible acrylic standee.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
yeah, he has been talking about that one. Like it's all coming back to me now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
do we
I
have
got
a?
one more question before we go to quick takes. So the teaser comic that you were talking about, or the what did you call it for the main
Appetizer.
the
Appetizer?
appetizer comic? Do you primarily distribute that digitally, or are you printing like the 8-page story and selling them for a lower price, or are you giving them out? How are you planning on getting that one out to people?
We are selling the appetizer issue. We have physical copies of it that we're selling. Generally, what happens is we keep the inventory up on our website when we are not actively at a con at the time, because when we're at the con, the inventory is with us. And we always have digital options for our comics for sale on our website as well.
Awesome. Okay. Kyron, you got anything else before we go to quick takes?
I do. So we have the Kickstarter page, the pre-launch page up. When can we expect it to actually launch?
Oh my gosh.
I know this is Joe's thing,
Joe?
but okay.
Where are you, Joe? Joe should have listed this information for me. He should have known this was coming.
Well, see, Joe didn't know what we were going to ask, so that
I
would
know,
just
it's
defeat the
true.
whole purpose if we gave you all the questions.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
No, that's all right. Well, I'm sure he'll answer in the comments.
Yeah, I'm sure he's like working on it right now.
And that's why we have everybody go to the Kickstarter link, get notified by signing up for the pre-launch. And then
That's
they get
right.
the email.
Everybody will know. Everybody will know when
There
it
you go.
launches together.
Yeah, exactly. So
Exactly.
all you have to do is press the notify button, right?
There you go.
It's gonna be fine.
There you go.
That's awesome.
But
Okay. What was that? Oh, that was me. I'm sorry. Okay. Kyron, I'm ready when you are. I don't know why I don't even have the tab open, and it's
sorry, I'm
sending me
laughing at
notifications.
you.
Comics is currently being drawn, so we're at the mercy of the artist now. That is another common theme of indie comics. But
damn artists!
if you find you find a good one, you got to stick with them. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
You find those good ones, you got to stick with them and keep supporting them and keep paying them, because they are a good artist. It's hard to find. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and we love our artist, and she does a great job. She's from Chile, which is pretty cool, I think. So.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, you ready?
All right, Kyron, I'm ready for quick takes if you are.
Quick takes.
All right. If you haven't seen the show before, Quick Takes is a rapid Q&A session where we grill our guests on their deepest, darkest secrets from the internet. These questions, we're going to ask you 5 questions, and you're going to have 45 seconds each to answer them off the top of your head. And these questions are just designed for our audience to get to know you a little bit better. So, question number 1, and this may be the most important question you answer this entire year. Pancakes or waffles, and why?
Oh man, that is the best question, and so hard because I like both of them. I'm gonna pick waffles.
Okay.
I feel like I go with waffles more often. Why? It's funny because they're crispier. It's like, isn't it made out of the same stuff?
It literally is. It's just you put one in a different container, but it's literally the same thing.
Yeah. So it must be because it's crispier. The shape. I'm just drawn to the shape.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I like them with like strawberries and whipped cream.
Yeah.
For some reason, I like strawberries on whipped cream better on waffles than I do on pancakes. I don't know why.
It's just it's that way. Yeah, I saw a picture that you posted of some waffles with strawberries, I think blueberries and whipped cream, and I realized I've become a waffle person. I used to be a pancake guy. I used to love just a good pancake with some, you know, with some nuts in them or something like that, bananas. But as I've been married, me and my wife has also always been a waffle lover, and I've been eating more waffles lately. So, but they're both delicious. So there was no wrong answer there. You just gave the better one. Question number two.
I feel like pancakes would have been the wrong answer, right?
Yeah, I know. There was no wrong answer, but you picked the
No.
right answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Question number two. All right, in 45 seconds, I want you to describe to me the joys of thrifting.
Of thrifting.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. Well, thrifting is something that Joe and I have done for occasions in which we went to we used to go to this thing called Scare for a Cure all the time, and you literally get drenched in blood. It's like fake blood. It's like it's like a haunted house kind of thing. You get drenched in blood. So we would cosplay with stuff from the thrift shop.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, but also I'm known for my haggling skills. I used to do a lot of haggling at conventions and stuff, and then I became a retailer, and I felt bad haggling.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I asked because I saw I think it was one of those cards that you did, which was talking about. I think the title was "It's 99 cents" or something like that, and and I thought that was hilarious.
Joe made a fake card game for me. They're all cards, different themed cards, but it doesn't actually play like a game at all. They're just all making fun of inside jokes and stuff.
No, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, you can't be mad if it's 99 cents. If you find a good deal, you got to buy it. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Question number three. I want to know, what are some of the best parts and worst parts about being married to a creative?
The best parts and the worst parts. Oh man, the worst ones are so much easier. They come up right away. No. So it's constant. There's this thing that you think that you have called time, and then it doesn't exist anymore. With Joe, it's just he always has to be working on the next thing, which is both a positive and a negative. He keeps everything on track and going, but at the same time, it's also how he ended up in the hospital when we had a store, because he just keeps going. So, there has to be a balance.
There it is. That's a positive and a negative, right in the same thing. I definitely can relate for sure. Okay. Question number four. If you could only do one of these things for the rest of your life, would you pick painting or axe throwing, and why?
Oh, 100% painting. I've done axe throwing. I've tried it, but it's I've done it to try it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But first of all, it's expensive. Any place I see it, it's always expensive. And then
paint can be expensive too now.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Except if you're me, because I have the same paint I did 10 years ago. So
you're a good haggler.
Yeah. Categorically cheap, good haggler. This paint still works. It's fine. But yeah, I don't have good upper body strength either. So it's axe throwing is more of a chore than it is an enjoyment.
Okay.
I can understand that.
All right.
Okay. And question number five. We like to do a top five list For question number 5.
Is Top 5 Live coming back?
In honor of Top 5 Live coming back soon, we're gonna
is that a thing? Like, we're for sure Top 5 Live is coming back.
That's what I've heard. I can only say what I've heard, that Top 5 Live is coming back soon. So I want to know your top 5 holidays.
Oh, there are more than 5 of those? No, just kidding. Okay.
Only 2 good ones, really.
I know, right? Well, I'm really going to be struggling with those last couple. Well, the first one is definitely Christmas for me.
Okay.
I love both giving and receiving gifts, so it is a very fun time for me. And let's see. The second one I would say is Halloween, because with the little boy now, we are just like hitting up all the trunk or treats we can find throughout the season, and we always do costumes together. Third is Easter. I'm running out of time. I got to go faster and think of more holidays. Those are the 3 that I'm the most excited about.
Those are the big 3. So
no, there's 2 bigger 3. There's 2 bigger out there. Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
July, New Year's Day.
I totally didn't even think about Thanksgiving, but you're right. Thanksgiving is the next one. And then I'm going to steal New Year's.
Okay.
And we'll count that as 5.
Okay. Right.
I was thinking the other ones that were not as good as those.
Mother's Day. No, sorry.
Oh, Mother's Day. Today's a good one, too.
Father's Day doesn't yet count at all.
Father's Day never counts. Father's Day never counts. Well, thank you for doing that. This week, Quick Takes has been sponsored by 5 Star Comic Con. We are 92 days away from 5 Star Comic Con on June 20th and 21st. Kyron and I will be in the building. We're planning on doing maybe a basketball game and some panels there. We're gonna have a good time. So y'all, where is
this at? 5 Star
This is in Dayton. This is Dayton, Ohio, at the Dayton Convention Center, June 20th and 21st, 2026. 92 days away.
I still have not got my plane ticket to go to Dayton, Ohio.
You did?
I have not.
Oh,
I know.
Well, I confirmed with my wife that she's not coming, so I'm still gonna be driving. So I at least did that.
Can you drive to California, come pick me up, and then go back to Dayton?
No, I cannot. No, I cannot. No, I cannot, Kyron. Over to you, Kyron. Take it over.
All right. Sarah, we appreciate you being on. This has been fun and enjoyable, but we do want to make sure our audience follows you and the rest of Child's Play in the works that you guys are doing. So where are the best places online for them to do that?
childsplaycomics.com is the easiest route to everything. As www.childsplaycomics.com. It's just like that. We have all of our social media links at the bottom of that page, so it literally leads everywhere else.
Okay. All right. Danny?
And of course, the pre-release page, because everybody's got to go to the pre-release page.
There you go. That's more important than anything at this moment. You guys need to go to the Kickstarter, get notified when the launch is, because that's more important than anything.
That's right.
All right, Danny, what about you? Where can people catch? Where can people catch you, Danny?
Yes, the best place to find me is fourthwallpros.com. And if you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at tourscomics.com. I am at all social media platforms at tourscomics. And if this is the first time you ever checked out our podcast, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com. You can listen to our previous episodes. You can buy some merchandise there, support us. You can see Danny's halo from Chuck Norris above him. I don't know what he's doing right now. But join us next week, where we are going to have Greg Burnham here with possibly Marcus Williams to talk about Tuskegee Heirs and their series. But until next time, everybody, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Music provided by my brother, Quix Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.